What if I tell you that the reason for your struggle to crack the PT speaking section is because you are following the wrong myths, which are not true? And what if I tell you that instead of increasing your speaking scores, because of these beliefs, you are actually getting low scores in the speaking section? You must be in absolute shock after hearing this. But you are not alone. Many people on YouTube just make these false videos to get more views for their channel. But I will never do that to you. It's time to learn the actual truths that can help you to get higher score in the PT speaking section. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button for more myth-busting content, and don't hesitate to WhatsApp us at the number given below if you need paid PT coaching directly from me. So let's get into it. Hello everyone, I am Anurag from EduTrainX, and today you are with me to reveal the truths that will change the way you are preparing for the PT speaking section. We are busting the top 5 myths about the PT speaking that might be holding you back. These misconceptions have misled thousands of test takers, and it's time to set the record straight. I have labeled the first speaking myth as fast and furious, so you can quickly relate to the movie and remember not to make this mistake. If you are speaking fast in the speaking questions of the PT exam, then you are in danger, absolute danger. I really don't know who is creating these false claims, but what this is causing is that you are losing a huge amount of points because you believe this and you are actually following it. Well, PT algorithm is an AI, just like Alexa and Google that you may be familiar with. Pick up your phone and say, "Hey Google" or Alexa, and then say this sentence like how I am saying. "Can you please email me the shopping list I prepared earlier?" What will it hear? You are probably going to hear the sound like, "I'm sorry, but I am not able to understand." Something like this. So this is the reason these artificial intelligent software are not programmed to process sound or text at such a fast speed. And exactly the same thing happens with the PT AI. If you are speaking very fast, it won't be able to understand you. More than half of what you are saying, maybe a couple of words, severely impacting your content pronunciation and your fluency scores, which is the most important. Total disaster. And that's the reason we have added this feature on our learning software, EduTrainX learning software, to show you the speed when you are attempting the questions, so that you understand that if you are speaking faster or if you are speaking slower. A crucial step to success in the speaking section. Always speak at a moderate speed. Alright? The next myth about PT speaking section, which many of you believe and actually do it in the exam, is screaming or yelling in the exam. Every now and then, my students who appear in the PT exam tell me that, "Sir, the exam hall was really noisy. Some people were literally shouting so loudly that I was getting distracted a lot." You can try the same experiment with Google and Alexa to test this theory as well, and what we did earlier. So you are going to get the same results. The AI has difficulties in understanding the words clearly if you speak very, very loudly. Listen to me now. Lower the volume if you need to, because I am going to scream. "Can you please email me the shopping list I prepared earlier and also the 5 bananas in the list?" Whoa, whoa. My watch just gave me a warning of loud noise. Did some of the words sound broken to you or having some kind of disturbance? Absolutely yes, because the microphone can only process until a certain level of decibels. By the way, decibel is a unit of measuring loudness of sound. So again, if your words get garbled, you will be losing points heavily for your overall speaking. Everything, including the content, pronunciation, and the main thing, oral fluency scores. severely impacted. Your target should be to speak normally, just the way we are speaking, or talk to some other people with moderate loudness. On the other hand, you should not be speaking very softly as well. Otherwise, you will not sound confident. Try to find a balance. Sounding confident is important, but don't make it excessively loud. Hope that makes sense to you. Moving on to the repeat sentence task, where people believe that adding a phrase or just repeating a phrase in the end will boost your speaking scores. Some common phrases that people use are, "and I am happy today," "and I am happy about it," thinking that your fluency scores will improve. But tell me one thing, does a repeat sentence only contribute to your speaking scores? Not exactly. It also contributes to your listening skills or listening scores. Although fluency is definitely more important than content, for sure. For the speaking questions, what exactly are you doing to your listening scores? When you add these kind of phrases in the end, it's actually taking your listening scores down, and that's the truth. Alternatively, what you should be doing is to focus on how much you can hear, most important, and ignore the difficult words that you have difficulty in hearing. Just focus on what you can hear properly and just repeat it. You definitely need to try and break the sentences into phrases, because if you try to remember the whole sentence word by word, you are most likely going to forget a major portion of the full sentence. So don't do these things. This is one of the greatest myths that people believe to be true and actually doing it in the exam. Now describe image. If you don't use good keywords, you won't score good marks in the task. Is that really true? Well, not actually. We can actually speak about the same image in hundreds of different ways, as everyone understands or perceives an image differently. Some people will see some details, whereas others will see the other details. Some people will describe the numbers given in the images, whereas others may talk about the colors in the images. Some people may talk about specific trends using a set of words, whereas others may use a completely different set of vocabulary. So what I am trying to say here is that an image can speak 1,000 words, and the PTAI has no way to say that one answer is better than the other in terms of how you are describing it. Once again, the super most important thing here is fluency. There is no good keywords in an image. If you just speak a little bit relevant content and don't start describing the monkey and the crocodile story in between, then you are good. Maintain your fluency and speak a few sentences in the form of introduction, body, and conclusion. Just speak about the things you can understand from the image. It may not be correct, it doesn't matter. It has no impact on your speaking scores if you are saying the correct things from the image or not. Alright, so another myth busted. Using good keywords in the describe image task has no significance on your scores. And the last myth that almost every one of you believe is that you have to speak for the maximum duration, maximum time given for the speaking questions. You think that you need to speak for the whole 40 seconds for the read aloud task, describe image, and the retell lecture questions. Who told you that? In my PT exam attempts, I mostly just spoke around 30 seconds. In the worst case, sometimes I got close to 35 seconds, but never ever have I gone close to 40 seconds. And I still get a 90 score every time in the PT speaking section. If you actually try to speak for 40 seconds in these questions, you are actually going to lower your speaking scores. Do you know why? Because of two main reasons. Number one is that if you don't finish the sentence at the end of 40 seconds, then your last sentence is cut in half, and a half sentence will not make much sense to the AI, and it will straight away impact your fluency scores. And the second reason is that if you don't have enough content to speak for 40 seconds, you will have to think hard to speak for 40 seconds, and thereby increasing the risk of fumbling or hesitation or being silent, because you are actually thinking deep while speaking at the same time. So you have a very high chance of fumbling. And if you do that, again, your fluency scores will fall sharply. I hope you guys would appreciate what you learned today. Show us your appreciation by liking, subscribing, and leaving a comment about your progress. WhatsApp us anytime for paid PT learning, because learning and sharing is good, and that's the way you crack the PT exam. Goodbye and see you in the next video.